So what these do, these just lift off of here. Just like so, see? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Whatever time y'all are tuning in, I certainly appreciate y'all are here. Today, guys, we're going to be working on 3 different knives. My son was coming up from Florida, and he stopped at a pawn shop, and he bought an Imperial from Ireland. And it's got a loose blade. It's got a rivet pin, though. We're going to see what we can do with it. See how loose this blade is? But all it is that rivet pin is coming, it's like loose. I'm going to tap on it to see if it won't fix that problem. And we're going to just give it a new edge because it's pretty dull. So, and another one is his friend's knife. Somebody had already put in a new pin, but you can usually take these bolsters off and get to the pin, or take this brass pin out and this whole handle pops off and you can access the pins that way. But somebody drilled it out and put a pin in there, but they didn't widen it out enough to where the bolsters are loose here on each end. But so we're going to try to drill that out, tap it out, and then there's a little colonial that we're going to clean up for his friend also. Again, guys, thank y'all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, guys, here's the Uncle Henry. I believe it's an 897 UH. Yeah, 897 UH Schrade Uncle Henry. So what we're going to try to do is drill that head out. See how loose it is? Simply because the pins ain't wide enough to hold us down. So we're going to attempt to drill this out and punch it out and put a new pin in there. And this one here just needs a little TLC, be cleaned up. And again, this one here's got that loose blade. We're just going to tap on it and give it a new edge. Somebody's already been working on that blade, but it's a little dull. We're going to try to get it sharp for him. Again, he stopped at a pawn shop on the way home, and I think he gave $5 for it. So, pretty cool. I even put him a lanyard in there as well. I just saw it. See how dirty it is? Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to grind that head of the brass pin down, and these scales will lift off of there just like this one here. And see somebody had already drilled that out and put a pin in there, and we're gonna get that pin out, and we're gonna put these scales back on there. We're gonna make them a new pin here. So it's pretty easy once you get that off, but you just got to be careful. You'll get into that plastic if you ain't careful. But we're gonna grind that head down and then take this knife apart. So what these do, these just lift off of here. Just like so, see? See, these springs come out too. We're gonna clean each piece up, but we gotta get this. We're going to cut that with a grinder right there. Oh, we can sand it down probably. There it is. Sorry, I hit the camera. So the problem is with this knife, guys, somebody done widened out these holes right here to put that pin in there. They drilled it straight through. That pin is a lot larger than what it's supposed to be. See, that pin is way too small. See, when you use this size pin here, it won't fit up in that hole right here where it's supposed to lock in place. I'm going to use the original what I'm gonna do is get this one in first. Then we'll worry about this one up here. Okay, we got that one in place. Now we got to get these in place too. All right. Blade goes over here. Little blade goes over here. Okay, now we got this pin in. Now we got to flatten this out, pull it down, and tap it out, and do the same thing over here. Okay, we got that side done. Now we got to do the same thing. We got to cut it over here and tap that out. Walking and talking. Okay, my son's about to head out. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about these knives here. But this is an old Colonial, guys. I cleaned it up. Didn't really have time to film everything, but this is a Colonial. It's got a 492 down there, but this got some good carbon steel in it, because all I did was hit it on my sharpener, and this thing is razor sharp now. But this thing cleaned up really good. It's an old Colonial. It looks like it's got, I think it's Delrin. I don't think it's bone. Can't really tell. Sometimes that Delrin will fool you. But it's got USA right there. But this is a well-built Colonial knife, y'all. Sure is. I love this knife. But it cleaned up good, though. Got good snap. Very well made. Now this one here was a booger bear. Had to redo these pins because you remember somebody had drilled all the way through here and even drilled the blades, the foot of the blade, the tang. They drilled out that hole too to make this pin fit. So that's a larger pin than what it really is supposed to be. And but I had to take this pin out, what you saw. I took this pin out, took it all apart, cleaned the parts, and had to redo this pin. But it works good now. I even gave it all of them new edges, the blades, good snap. See that edge right there? It's sharp too. But they all got good snap. That's a little Stockman is what it is. Very nice knife. He said it was his granddad's knife. But They both turned out good. Very pleased with this one, the way it turned out, because remember the pins was underneath the bolster, and it wasn't wide enough to hold this in tight, hold them nice and tight. But these little bolsters, they'll just pop off, they'll crimp off, and you got to be careful when you're banging on them. But it looks good. It turned out real good. I'm fixing to work on this knife here. It's got a loose. I think all I got to do is tap this pin some. We're gonna try. Tap on that pin right there. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. See, it's the blade is loose. See, it's got that rivet pin. If it don't work, I might have to change out that pin. Now I'm gonna reshape this blade for him and sharpen it up. See, it's got like a chip up there. We're gonna reshape that edge is all we're gonna do, and give it a nice new point up here. See all these chips in that blade right there? Got one here. Got one up here. I think this is a mechanic's knife here. You cut it off at an angle, see? Just makes it look better. Hoorah. All right, here it is. Imperial Ireland. Stainless steel blade. It was dull. Man, that was dull. But I gave it a nice new edge with my sander. And then I honed it in with my field guided sharpener from Work Sharp. It's got a 200 grit diamond plate, and it's got a 600 fine diamond plate, a leather strop, ceramic rod. You can sharpen your fish hooks on it. It's got a fine side where there's no grooves in it. Then there's a coarse side right here where it's got little grooves right there. This right here is for serrated edges. It's just a great little sharpener to throw in your backpack. I'll put a link to this down in my video description. But it's a great to have. I think it's about 39 bucks if I'm not mistaken, but it's worth every penny, I'm telling you. But this guy is a great little work knife now. It really is. And I got rid of the wobble, as you can see. But there's a little bit of play back and forth. But ain't nothing I can do about that unless I change this lock back spring out. The spine. But it's a great little work knife now. He didn't pay but $5 for it, like at a pawn shop in Chipley, Florida. He likes to hunt for knives like I do. But it cleaned up very well. You can see it's all nice and clean now. There was a bunch of dirt and grime down in there. Sand. It's crazy. Put him a leather lanyard on there. Looks good too. Looks real good. Well guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video today. That 897 UH or the Uncle Henry Stockman, that was a booger bear now, I'm telling you. I thought I was just going to be able to swap out the sides for him because I had some extra parts. But when I got in there, that pin was larger than the original pin that came with it. Somebody done drilled that out, but they didn't make the pin long enough and wide enough to hold them bolsters tight like I did. When I got in there, I had to change plans. You just gotta go with the flow. You know, you really don't know until you break down that knife. But it worked out. I'm glad it did. It looked good. And his friend is happy with the knife. He was very pleased. So, because I believe that was his granddad's knife. So, it was either his granddad's or dad's. I can't remember. But it's very cool that I was able to save that knife for him and clean up the colonial for him. But this one here, guys, is the one that he bought at the pawn shop. It cleaned up real good. It's just a good little work knife now. He'll be able to throw that into his collection. In tomorrow's video, guys, I'm going to be going on a little knife hunt over in Lee County, Alabama at the flea market. So I found some good knives and some tools. So can't wait to show y'all. But again, that's in tomorrow's video. But I just want to thank y'all again, guys, for tuning in. I just want to say God bless y'all. And until we meet again, guys, that'll be like a good night. Stay sharp.